What's up, people? We are back with more of Katawa Shoujo. We are here with the last and final route of the game, the Shizune route, the blue-haired girl on the right side of us, and in extension, somewhat Misha route. It's not exactly her route, but we're going to be seeing a lot of her. So that's going to be really exciting because, these are the first two characters that sort of, help you or are willing to help you, or at least approach you on your first day at school here at Yamaku, So it only seems fitting to end the entire game on this route with these two characters, because they kind of, brought us into the flow of things, and we're going to be ending things with them as well. So yeah, we're actually fairly early on in Act 1 already, because depending on all the... I think I explained this partly at the beginning of the Lily route, that throughout Act 1 and 2, there's sort of like a point system, because there are certain choices throughout Act 1 where if you pick one thing, it goes in favor of Shizune. If you pick another thing, it goes in favor of Lily/Hanako. So in that sense, there's a point system. If you pick the one that goes +1 for Shizune, then you're going to be arcing more towards the Shizune route, because they're kind of opposites of each other. Well, not really opposites, but they don't get along with each other. So it doesn't make sense that if you make similar choices, that you'll end up possibly both being in the Shizune and perhaps in the Lily route, because they're just, their stories sort of arc off in a way as well, because, mainly because they're both class representatives and they don't really like each other at this point. They did before, but yeah, so there are some different choices that I made throughout Act 1 already. Like at the beginning, I introduced myself, which is something that I didn't really do in any of the other routes. And that already gives you 1+1 Shizune point. And what else? Alright, when we actually play, I think it's Battleships with her? Yeah, I think we played Battleships, or was it another game? I think it was Risk. It was Risk, that's what it was. And in the other one, very early on, I was like, okay, I'll play defensive. But here we actually play offensive, and I think we actually end up beating her, and she sort of appreciates the fact, because it wasn't expected that we would be aggressive, that we would attack her. So yeah, we won that game, I believe, and that sort of got another Shizune point. And in this particular scene, this is right after we bumped into Emi, and we decided to just head out for lunch together with Shizune and Misha. So yeah, that's just sort of setting the scene for the beginning of this route. There will be some repeated scenes, because this is, as I mentioned, still quite early on in Act 1, but if scenes are exactly the same, I'll just be skipping over them entirely. If some of them do change, and it has something to do with Shizune and Misha, then I will definitely be showing you that, guys, until we eventually reach, Act 2 of the Shizune route. So, yeah, let's kick things off, shall we? The Shizune route, let's go.
So... let's hurry, Hee-chan. Have lunch. We promise it'll be great.
I'll take your word for it. What kind of a place is it? A restaurant or something? One thing that I do have to mention is that, throughout every single route, you sort of have the feeling that Shizune and Misha always have this ulterior motive, ulterior goal in their mind to have Hisao join the student council. And at this point, we haven't said yes yet. I think we said something along the lines of we'll think about it, but I think, obviously to get into the Shizune route, we're probably gonna say yes at some point. But in case people are wondering if we said yes to that already, we haven't joined the student council just yet. A restaurant or something?
It's a tea house, Hee-chan.
The Shanghai? A tea house? That sounds kind of fancy.
Why are you looking at your wallet, Hee-chan? It's okay. If you don't have any money, we'll cover for you.
Oh, Shizune loaded as well. Is she rich? I mean, Lily was rich. Lily and Shizune are related, but although I do think it's they're half related in a sense. They're not related by blood, but related by certain family members being married to each other. So, but it could be that Shizune's parents are wealthy too. Ho 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 ho, lucky us. That's really nice of you. Thanks.
It's okay, Hee-chan. After all, we're friends, right, Hee-chan?
It's only been 3 days. Are we really friends that quickly? Huh. But hearing that makes me happy.
Ah, it's only for today though. and only if you accept right now. Do you want to go, Hee-chan?
I started wondering if this is some kind of trap. Is this Misa's suggestion or Shizune's? This is important. I'm still a little apprehensive about the possible motives of a girl whose favorite pastime is the game of world domination. No, I'm just being paranoid, I think. Actually, they have grown on me already, and I do have to go to town sometime. So why not now, with them? I've never actually been to a tea house before. All the expectations are from what I've seen about them on TV. But those are period dramas, and these are modern times. It might just be a regular cafe, and they're just calling it a tea house. Either way, I'm curious about that too, so there's another reason for me to join them. Sure.
That's great, Hee-chan! That's great! Yay!
Misha hops up and down briefly to show how happy she is, which causes a few heads to turn towards us. Shizune opts for a polite, tiny clap that lasts for all of 2 seconds before she goes back to looking stoic as usual. Would it kill you to be a little happier, Shizune?
Oh? I wasn't aware that Hee-chan was a king!
Shizune pushes her glasses up as Misha delivers her message, totally without sarcasm. I guess it would sting more if she could say it with the intent Shizune meant behind it. So for once, I'm happy to have Shizune as a barrier between us, or Misha rather. That's true. Like, you know, in sign language, you can't really imply things like, what do you mean it in a sarcastic way, you know, because your way of speaking, you can say things, the exact same words, but it's about the tone and your delivery of it, right? That makes people realize, like, whether something is meant actually genuinely, honestly, or if there's, like, sarcasm behind it and stuff like that. And that's something that's really hard to get across with sign language, if not impossible. So, yeah, I feel like that might be sometimes where miscommunication happens between, maybe even between Misha and Shizune, or indirectly, you know, between me, Hisao, and Shizune. I'm not telling you to jump for joy just because I'm having lunch with you. I'm not that arrogant. She seems to accept this, and we head for town with Shizune leading the way. Watching her walk in front of me, I notice that she walks very quickly, taking long, heavy, determined strides. Maybe if we were traveling through a snowstorm, it would make sense to walk like that, but it's a perfectly clear day. Anyway, it's making me feel exhausted just watching her. We arrive at the tea house in what Misha says is record time, likely because of Shizune's blazing pace. I feel a little let down seeing that it's not a huge feudal era building with mats on the floor and women wearing kimonos pouring the tea. It's actually more like a cafe, as I thought. Not that it's a bad thing, it looks very nice. As soon as I walk through the doors, someone zooms in front of us, as if they had been lying in wait the entire time. Yuko!
Welcome. Thank you for patronizing this establishment.
The top half of her body drops forwards in a bow that looks like an axe chopping through wood. I'm surprised to see it's none other than Yuko, the librarian. Hey, I didn't know you worked here.
Oh, yes I do. I'm a waitress. I've been working here for 1 year, 6 months, and 2 weeks now. Thank you for choosing to come here. Is there anything I can do for you?
Wow. Does she have to mention that every single time someone enters? Like, I've been working here for this long. Because it seems like that's something that's, you know, you shouldn't really know about the place that you work. You know, I can understand, like, alright, if you're excited about working at a new place, like, yeah, alright, this is my first week here. Oh yeah, this is my first month here. And like, after a while, like, yeah, alright, this is my 1 year anniversary. But, you know, after that, you really should remember how many days, months, years exactly you're working at this place. Unless you're really, really excited about it, which I actually don't think Yuko is, considering all that we've gotten to know about her over the past routes.
Hi, Yu-chan.
Hello. Misha, you both know her too?
Of course, Hee-chan. Yu-chan works in the library after all. I don't go there often myself, but Shi-chan knows her. And we both come here a lot, so it's like we see her all the time. Yes. Should I get you your usuals? And if there's anything you want, please feel free to tell me at any time.
You don't have to be so formal. We all know each other, but her boss is watching. It's also pretty empty today, so she can afford to take it easy. I was hoping she would stop looking so nervous, but my words have the opposite effect.
No, I'm a waitress. This is my job. I have to do it properly. Okay. That works for Shi-chan. You-chan, please get Shi-chan what she usually gets. Now I'll have some green tea with milk and honey.
No pressure.
Yes, but this is my job, and there's always pressure. I'm sorry, I'm arguing with a customer. Sorry.
Yuko takes another 100-mile-per-hour bow. I decide to give up and join Shizune and Misha at a table. It's actually getting rather, not confusing, but you can definitely tell when Misha is talking, or just the way that she always, she names people basically. Yu-chan, Shi-chan, He-chan. Every sentence that involves people's names is just full of chans. As soon as I sit down, Yuko comes by, looking even more upset than before.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I forgot to take your order. I'm not attentive to customers. That's not right. I'm sorry. If there's anything I can do to make up for it, please tell me.
Oh, Shi-chan is actually. Did I just call her Shi-chan? I mean Shizune. God dang it, Misha's rubbing off on me. But Shizune actually looks like she's really interested, listening very intently and very interested in what someone has to tell. If I were just to tell her about my day and she would be looking like that, I would just fall in love with her. I don't know why, but just the way she looked, like she is giving you your undivided attention, basically. Dang.
It's okay, Yu-chan. He-chan didn't order anything, so it's not your fault. Don't be upset.
It's true. I guess I should order now, though. But I don't really know what this place serves, and there doesn't seem to be a menu. Yeah, she's right. I'll have some coffee and a sandwich, if you have one. Whichever sandwich you think is the best tasting one here, because Shizune is paying for my meal. Shizune frowns. That frown turned upside down. Well, actually, the smile turned upside down, because a frown upside down is technically a smile, right? And gives me alternating looks of surprise, indignation, and amusement, unable to decide between the three.
He-chan, just how much money do you have in your wallet? It can't be that little, right? Right? We should split the cost 3 ways to make it fair. Yeah, I won't accept anything else.
Wow, damn it, we shouldn't have mentioned that. Misha turns to Yuko.
Yu-chan, Shi-chan says she wants 3 of whatever is the most expensive items on the menu.
Oh, what? Oh my god, Shizune. She is evil, that's her plan. Alright, let's split it 3 ways. And now Shi-chan is like, alright, yeah, this is my time. I'm gonna order, because she's ordering 3 things of the most expensive. That means basically she's forcing us to basically pay for one of her expensive items, right?
No! Just kidding, He-chan.
Wow, that is kind of a dark sense of humor, kind of. Shizune? I'm assuming Shizune was the one that came up with that joke, right?
Okay. I think that the turkey sandwich is the most delicious sandwich, and it comes with a free soup. A good employee would try to recommend the item that there is the most of, though, or the most expensive.
It's funny that she says what a good employee would do, implying that she is not one or something, or that she's trying to become one, but she isn't one yet.
Am I bad at my job?
No, that sounds good. I'll have that. And some coffee.
Okay.
She comes back a few minutes later with our drinks and my sandwich. Shizune seems to be fine with just her tea, while Misha also ordered a parfait. Parfait or parfait? I think it's parfait, it sounds French. I don't know why, because I can't imagine many other things that would go worse with tea. Oh well. I take a bite out of my sandwich. What is it? Parfait? Is that some sort of... I actually fuck, I gotta look that up. So yeah, parfait is basically that thing that shows up on the screen right now if I don't forget to put it up. So yeah, it's kind of like a frozen yogurt thing. Like there's yogurt in it and there's like fruit in there as well. But yeah, I can definitely imagine that wouldn't be my first thing to go with tea, you know? So, but whatever suits your fancy, Misha. I don't judge. Oh well. I take a bite out of my sandwich. It's very good.
Hee-chan, have you thought about joining the student council?
Can't we go 5 minutes through our lovely lunch without you having to ask me whether I want to join the student council? And anyway, yeah, my answer is yes, Shizune. Huh? Uh-oh.
Don't talk with your mouth full, Hee-chan.
I wash my food down with a sip of coffee, which is also surprisingly good. But now's not the time to remark on how this place has good food. You said you understood that it was way too early to expect me to make a decision this quickly. That was like 3 hours ago.
A man should be decisive, Hee-chan. You really should join the student council, Hee-chan. Come on, it'll be fun.
People always say, come on, it'll be fun, about things that are never, ever fun. That is true, you know? That's definitely, you know, because otherwise, if it would really be fun, they wouldn't try to convince you that it's fun.
Don't you believe me, Hee-chan?
Is it Shizune saying that? Or Misha? What a cute expression, but the effect is somewhat jarring, like she has split personalities. I mean, I guess that is the weird thing. I feel like that's going to perhaps come up later, because you know, how do you, I just feel like it's gonna be a rather difficult. Like if Hisao actually does fall in love with Shizune, that he kind of has to figure out who he falls in love with, you know, because as an extension, Misha is sort of part of Shizune, but then we have to realize what part of Shizune do we actually like, because I feel like, you know, Misha is like half Shizune, half Misha, half herself, and then Shizune is like, you know, whenever we talk with Shizune, it's like we always look at Misha because she's the one that's actually talking, you know, she's the one whose the words are coming out of her mouth. So, I don't know, I feel like this is a dilemma that might come up at some point, because that could be rather confusing for him to try and figure out, like, okay, I actually like this person, but which one of the two is it exactly? Like, what are the things that... Because I feel like he has to more think about the things that he likes, and which one of the two actually says it, and which one, you know, which of the two characters is that thing that he likes from. Like, that's gonna be such a difficult thing to actually differentiate between at some point, but that'll come later. Let's not worry about that now.
Hee-chan, that's depressing. We just want to spend time with you. That's right, Hee-chan. Yeah, that's a good point too. Yep, this is beneficial to everyone. It solves all of our problems. Yeah, I also thought Hee-chan would appreciate it. That makes me sad.
I suddenly feel really left out. Yeah, because they're like, you know, talking with each other. It's rude to talk about someone without letting them in on the conversation. Shizune adjusts her glasses, laughing to herself. I feel like she's definitely the person that would try to use like these sort of dirty tricks. I mean, they aren't like very mean or mean-spirited, but it's basically just a trick, right? To sort of feel like, oh, you want to know what the conversation is about? Well, you gotta join the student council, you know? She feels like one of those types of people.
Oh, but it's true, Hee-chan. And you would be helping us out. membership has been really low this year.
Yeah, only you two. Well, Lily, if the entire student council. Was Lily part of the student council too, or just a class representative, but not part of the student council? Because I imagine those are two different things, right? Student council is like of the entire, then you're basically in charge of everything that's sort of going on that regards all the students, whereas class representative, it's only for your class, right? So yeah, there's definitely two different things. So I don't think Lily is part of the student council, but class representative duty and work, you sometimes, it sometimes a little bit overlaps perhaps with the student council, because you remember that part in the Lily scene before she actually leaves to Scotland in the good ending, I believe, where he's actually helping her out a bit, you know. They both are working in the student council together to basically finish all the last stuff before the year ends with the class representative stuff. So yeah, I feel like it might overlap, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're part of the student council. How low?
That's a secret, Hee-chan.
That just means them two. No, I want to know how low it was. How low is low? 5? Lower?
Well...
0?
Hee-chan, that isn't important. What matters is that the number is low. And that is why we would appreciate you giving us a hand. Especially with the festival coming up so soon. And it looking to be a busy year ahead in general.
So you're not going to answer my question? I think them not answering our question basically answered our question, you know, indirectly.
No.
I sigh and straighten up in my chair, trying to look as defiant as possible, because this seems like a big issue, and I do not want to let that go that easily. I feel silly, like a blowfish. Fine. At least tell me this. How many people are in a student council? Total. Uh-oh, here we go.
Well, Hee-chan, we're definitely undermanned, but we have enough members to get the job done. Yep.
It's not just the two of you, is it?
Hee-chan, that's funny. But it's definitely not just us.
No, if you count me, probably, then it's not just them. Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure?
Yep.
I stare at them both, trying to see if they slip up and confirm my worst fears. Misha frowns, looking uncomfortable, but that is probably because I'm staring at her. Shizune, on the other hand, returns my gaze with one of her own. Maybe she is challenging me, peering at me over the rims of her glasses like that. So teasing, and surprisingly immature, like a little girl beckoning someone to play with her. That's what I feel as well, like sometimes she has an immature nature about her, Shizune. Despite the fact that she comes across very mature in most situations.
Hee-chan, your two cute student council representatives have been trying to make you feel welcome, and are even treating you to lunch. You should show your gratitude by joining the council, so you can at least help them out. Yeah, it would be great if you could just file some papers for us. And the festival is coming up, and we have to build some stalls for the games and food. Just a few, so if you were there, it will be a lot easier for us. Please, Hee-chan?
What an interesting good cop, bad cop routine. I'll give it a shot. Why not? Just a shot. Okay, I'll give it a trial run. It doesn't mean I'm joining, or anything definitive. Just that I'll help out a little, and then I'll see. And this makes us even for lunch. I'm not doing this because I want to. I finish off the last of my sandwich, and this makes Misha notice for the first time in a while that she has a parfait. She starts digging in, much to Shizune's chagrin, because I can tell from the way she plays with her fingers that she had a lot to say. That's actually true. That's so funny. You know, these are like, I don't know. I really like these kind of, you know, interesting interactions that would never happen in any other situation, because it only happens because Shizune is or Misha is basically the interpreter, sign language interpreter, or the voice for Shizune. So like, if Misha is eating, Shizune technically can't talk, or at least can't be heard. Every time I look at Shizune, she looks back with such focus and intensity. This time is no exception. Her face is expressionless. Maybe she is thinking. Eventually, it gives way to a smile. She signs something, and obviously, I can't understand it at all. She has to know that. Then she does it again, a childish playfulness showing through in the speed of an energy of her gesture. Misha, what did she say? Misha looks up from her parfait, torn between wanting to help out and going back to eating. What does this mean? I try my best to make the same movements with my hands that Shizune did. I come to quickly realize that it isn't very easy. Imagine doing this all day as your only means of communication.
Sorry, Hee-chan. I can't tell you.
Why not? Is it an insult?
No, Hee-chan. I can't tell you because it means something nice.
Something nice, huh? Well, they've gone back to their tea and food, so I guess this conversation is over for now. I don't really understand, but this makes me wish that I could. Maybe I could even try learning sign language. This school might have courses for it. That's the thing that I was kind of wondering that would probably have to happen later on, because I imagine, imagine if Hisao and Shizune do get into a relationship, like, Misha can't be everywhere with them, so they have to find some way of communication. It's either Hisao learns sign language, or Misha's at every single event with them, and by every single, I mean every freaking single, or at least every single one that requires talking, right, or communication. So she would probably not be there during the sex scenes and stuff. I hope. Unless she joins in, but that might be something entirely different that will probably never ever happen. Another way of communication would be just entirely through notes, but that would be rather difficult because you always have to have pen and paper with you. Or to just, even if you're face to face with each other, you could technically, WhatsApp or text each other, That could be a way of communication, I guess. Would I really do that? I think about it as I finish the rest of my coffee. I wonder why I'd be even motivated to think about it. I'm enjoying myself so much that I don't even notice that we were supposed to be back in class 10 minutes ago. Even if I were to start heading back to school right now, it would take at least 30 minutes? Maybe. I can't risk running fast with my condition, so it would take at least that long to get there. Well, 10 minutes late already as I am. It wouldn't matter even if I could teleport.
Something wrong, Hee-chan?
I just realized lunch break ended 10 minutes ago. It's only my third day, and I'm already going to miss a class.
Yep, you are already late.
Hey, that's not funny. So are you. And aren't you two in the student council? You're setting a bad example.
Hee-chan is so moral. But Hee-chan is right. He is late for class. And it looks like you're cutting too, Hee-chan, because you're not making an effort to go. As your student council representatives, I know where this is going. We're going to have to do something about this and make sure you're punished for it, let me guess.
But you two dragged me out here. This is all your fault. Take responsibility. What if this was their plan to blackmail us into joining? This is just their backup plan, right? If Hisao doesn't say yes, we'll have this as our blackmail backup plan. Then we drag them out here because they are responsible for it. But technically, I mean, we're at fault too in a way. So they can definitely use this against us to try and get us to join the student council.
Hee-chan, we're just taking a prospective student council member out to try and recruit him. It's business. Business! But You're not a member of the council, so there's no excuse.
So basically, what she's saying is if I am a student council and become a member right now, I am excused from it?
Yes, there is. That prospective student council member is clearly me. Yes. Are you going to join the student council, Hee-chan?
Shizune raises her teacup haughtily and wags her outstretched pinky finger up and down. This was, oh my god, this feels like a game to her, you know? It's just like, yep, checkmate, done. What's your move now, Hisao? Well, technically, if it's checkmate, we can't really make a move.
Hee-chan, if only you were a member of the student council. But you can still join now, Hee-chan. If you join now, you won't be in any trouble at all. And we'll be able to take many more nice excursions like this all the time. It'll be fun.
See, god dang it. I start to think that maybe this was all an elaborate setup leading up to this moment. Maybe Shizune lured me out here, banking on the possibility that I'd lose track of time and be forced into the situation. Definitely diabolical. Well, considering what I know of her, I should have been more on my guard, but to admit that I got myself into this, even slightly, would be unforgivable. I tried to read Shizune's intentions in her eyes, but she just returns my stare blankly. Innocently, she takes a sip of tea, like she is mocking me.
By the way, Hee-chan, I didn't plan this at all. Things just happened to work out this way.
Okay, the fact that she says that definitely means that isn't the case. I was almost about to drop my theory as paranoia, but this puts a new spin on things. I almost fall over in awe. So it really was an elaborate setup, from the very beginning, all just to burn me and force me to join the student council. Dang, she is a criminal mastermind.
You look so nervous, Hee-chan. Did you really think we were tricking you this whole time?
You're not?
Hee-chan, you really thought?
Misha frowns, looking heartbroken. Oh, she's playing. She is acting. Shizune quickly frowns as well, following her lead. How synchronized. Two of a perfect pair. They must be twins.
Hee-chan says she's flattered, Hee-chan, but doing that kind of thing would be a grossly inappropriate abuse of power and imposing on your free will. And it would be blackmail too. Shizune or Hee-chan would never do anything like that. Never.
I think about asking Misha, are you sure? But resist the urge to.
Anyway, Hee-chan, what Hee-chan said is true. Since you're with us and we're doing student council work, it's okay if we miss a class or two. Not that this is a good excuse to do so, or that one should be used more than 3 times a month, or something that can or should be abused.
So many rules.
So, we must definitely return to class. Eventually.
Shizune waved Yuko over and points to her empty teacup, indicating that she wants another one, as Misha scrambles to finish her parfait, so she can order something else. Maybe I should as well. I am still hungry, and the portions here are a little on the small side. More importantly, Shizune is paying for everything. With that in mind, I asked Yuko for another sandwich. By the time we leave the tea shop, I've missed not just one class, but 2. Shizune and Misha seemed content to let the whole day pass by, stalling for even more time by suggesting a tour of the town that turns out to cover a 2-block radius from where we start. Eventually, we do go back to school, and the rest of the day is business as usual. When classes are over, Shizune and Misha pack their bags and leave the room before me. Come to think of it, this is the first time they've left me alone. It's strange. I almost miss them. The room empties quickly, and I'm the last one out the door. When I try leaving the lobby, however, an arm lowers itself in front of me like a toll bridge gate, stopping me in my tracks. Uh-oh, it's Shizune. Oh, hi Shizune. What? We're being kidnapped? A pair of hands from behind cover my eyes, followed by a sharp burst of laughter.
Hi, Hee-chan. Guess who?
Misha asked the question completely without sarcasm, meaning she doesn't think that I instantly knew who it was, or that it was her for many obvious reasons. I wonder who it could be. Well, it's definitely not Misha.
Ha 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 ha, it is!
She doesn't understand sarcasm. Misha swings around to stand in front of me, beside Shizune.
Hee-chan, are you busy right now?
Busy going to my room, yeah. See you two tomorrow. What? It's like we try to, get past and they both block every single direction or every single exit, like, no, you're not going anywhere. I try to make a break for it, but Shizune is too agile to get past. As someone who used to play soccer, this is embarrassing. Not to mention that this behavior is drawing some odd looks. I should just quit while I'm ahead.
Hee-chan, could you please go upstairs and get a few things for us from the art room?
Why me?
Ha 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 ha! Hee-chan thinks that if the art teacher sees us, he will say hi, and she doesn't like him.
Ignore him.
She tried, but even though Hee-chan is deaf, he'll try to say hi anyway.
Run away?
I never run.
If I run away right now, that also means you don't run after me, right, Shizune? A tone of finality so strong that I can pick it up even through Misha. I can see there's no use pursuing this further with Shizune. Misha, why can't you get them?
Stairs make me dizzy, Hee-chan.
Shizune nods, as if to confirm it.
Please, Hee-chan, we need these things to build stalls for the festival. And you said you would help out a little, right?
I really shouldn't, but I guess just this once would be alright. Okay.
That's great, Hee-chan. Thank you. This is what we need.
She holds out a piece of paper for me to take. I'm sure this list was made by Shizune. It's handwritten, but each letter is perfectly formed and uniform, as if it were typed. Not just that, but it's exhaustively detailed, complete with numbers, bullet points, and even little check boxes. What it boils down to is that she wants paint, paintbrushes, poster board, and an easel. Just different types and specific numbers of each. I wonder how I'm going to carry all this stuff down the stairs without breaking my neck. The classrooms closest to art are designated belonging to class 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side, and 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, are rooms that I didn't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept and not in use. Am I in the right place? Desks and chairs are all around the room. A thin layer of dust settled on them. There are some easels in the corner, so at least this looks like the right place. The room is flushed in sunlight from the big windows, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call out into the empty room. Anybody home? Something catches my eye, and I stop mid-sentence. Rin! Alright, that actually means that we can skip through this. I mean, as nice as it is to see Rin, unfortunately this route is the Shizune route, so yeah, we can skip through this part. Alright, when I skip through that part, we actually could skip through a really long part, but I'm not entirely sure, because that was just, you know, this is still Act 1 where we're actually meeting some characters for the very first time, like that interaction with Rin. For the people that have watched like the very early videos of Act 1, that's the time when we meet Rin for the first time, and after that we actually go running with the first time with Emmy, and the doctor asks us like that we should take more seriously, that we should actually, you know, look at our health, or at least take a more serious approach to our health, and like keeping it in shape and stuff. And yeah, so there was a large part we could skip through, so only that particular scene going with Shizune and Misha to the Shanghai is sort of new in the Act 1, and then the whole bunch of is kind of repeat. So I skipped through that, and this is a point where there is going to be a really interesting choice, so I'm gonna save that for the next video. So yeah, I'm gonna end this particular video here. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I want to mention one thing actually. I'm not entirely sure if Katawa Shoujo, it's definitely back, right? But it sort of depends on the other series and the amount of time I have throughout the week as well. But I'm not sure if it's going to be daily or like, you know, every other day. But there's definitely going to be like 4 videos at the minimum or something per week of Katawa Shoujo. So I'm just letting you guys know for in case, you know, next video might not be next day. It might, I'm not entirely sure, but it, as I mentioned, kind of depends on my schedule. So yeah, that's just a heads up, just in case, but I'll try and make it daily, obviously, but yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna end the video here again, so thank you guys so very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, blah blah blah, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.